Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Scorpio. If Scorpio is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Chariot. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out, and it is free to subscribe. All right, let's take a look and see what we have going on here in these tea leaves. Okay, so immediately I looked at this and it reminds me of a hornet. I think because I'm thinking of the logo and of the hornets and that very large stinger down there. So I feel like there is a bit of tumultuous energy in this reading tonight. I feel like there's something going on that really kind of has you hot. It has you a little bit hot here. I think that you are annoyed, you are upset, you are, ready to, really get somebody with your words, like kind of really dig into them there. Yeah, I just feel like there is like it's almost like kind of a palpable, anger. It's not yet an anger. It's more of an annoyance. And I think that it has to do maybe with somebody who's kind of spoke against you more than once. And I feel like it's somebody that used to be a trusted person. This used to be somebody that maybe was even like a best friend or an ex or, a family member that you were close with. And it seems like every time your name comes out of their mouth, they have something really, unproductive to say, right? And I just absolutely feel this energy of I'm just done with this. I'm done with them. I'm done dealing with their whatever, their mess that they continually bring around. This is a person, every time they pop up, it's like bad news. And it's just not, it's not the vibe right now. This is not what, you're not looking to entertain this. Now, I will say, usually it would be like, I never want to have any drama, but we're talking about a Scorpio, right? You're a Scorpio. And, I'm not saying anything bad about you, but you like a little drama in your life, a little bit of spiciness here and there. Keep things interesting. But this one I think is just old. It's just old. It's annoying. It's like somebody always meddling, trying to kind of make you look bad. And I just imagine that you are in a place where you are not having it at all. Now, within this formation, I see we have a 6, and it also looks like an 8. So it looks like we have 186. Okay? Not 187. Don't worry about that. 186. So whatever that means, if that is an important number to you, there it is. Okay, let's take a look. Let's move this thing around a little bit. Okay. Okay, so we have another Taurus person. I know we just talked about a Taurus person not that long ago. And we have a key, we have a heart, and we have a person who's sitting on a chair, a throne probably. We also have a cat figure up here. So I feel like we do have, we have this Taurus person who keeps showing up in your readings. And why? What are they doing here? What are you doing, Taurus? Now, it might be that they are a person who has a prominent Taurus placement. This might be a person who kind of exhibits some of the qualities of the bull. Okay, so this is somebody who's maybe like really comes on strong. You know, you cannot dissuade them from whatever their idea or plan or whatever. They're very hard-headed about things. They also very passionate, right? Passionate, temperamental, energetic, virile, has a really fertile, like creative mind, heart, mind, soul, right? Yeah, and who does it sound like? I mean, basically you. No, but similar, right? I think Scorpios and Taurus people have very similar attributes. Maybe not all the way through, but some of these things are very alike. And, you know, I've asked on here, what is your experience with Taurus people? If you didn't answer the last times that we've had Taurus come up, I'd like to know. Have you been married to one? Have you dated them? Do you have family members that are Taurus? I would like to know how that goes for you all. I imagine that it would be really great until it's not, right? Like until there's some kind of disagreement, because I don't know who is going to concede in that situation. I have no idea. I think it would be an impasse. Now, so we have the key right here. Okay, and we have the heart that's kind of upside down, but we also have, and it looks like we have the scythe there too, so harvesting. And we have the person here sitting enthroned. So enthroned really just means sitting in a throne. This is a person of great elevation, somebody who is in maybe a leadership role, somebody who you can think of like the emperor, the empress, the high priestess. These are all enthroned people, beings, archetypes. And so, yeah, we do. And I feel like this is more of the emperor energy. So it really does seem like I could see where there'd be some clashing, but I feel like you just really are in a place of not being too bothered about anything outside of what you're doing. This other drama with this person, the hornet, whoever they are, kind of showing up here and there, nothing good to say, like, you know, and I almost feel like I could hear you saying, like, why does this person have so much time on their hands? Like, what are you doing? You know? But I don't think that you're very bothered by this. I think you already kind of assume that whenever they are in the wind, they're some kind of BS is blowing around. So, you know, I think that other than that, and I keep looking at this, we have a 2 and a 0 here. We have 20 here. Okay, we also have 2, 0 here, and then we have a 2 and a 0 here. Okay, so we have 20, 20, 20. And maybe even right there, 2 and a 0. So it's just repeating all over the place. Oh, and there's another one. Look at this. 2 and a 0. So I don't know what it is about 20, but it just keeps, it keeps coming up over and over and over. But I feel like you're in this place where, yeah, you're really feeling like you are kind of in control of your waking life. I can imagine that it feels like things are really kind of coming together. There's smooth sailing in a lot of areas. We have a little sailboat right here. Now we also have like a little pepper right here. It looks like a little kind of a chili pepper right there. So we also have this feeling of feeling, yeah, I think kind of sensual, sensual, maybe kind of, I don't know, a little bit snappy, and kind of, you have your little quips ready all the time, and you're just kind of, you know, joking and playful, and, you know, kind of, I can imagine your like physical body in movement a lot. Like you're very expressive with the way that you communicate verbally, but also with your body. You know, you can definitely tell what kind of mood you're in based on what your body is moving around like. And I feel like it's just this kind of flowing, almost like you're doing a dance, you know, everywhere that you're moving around the house and stuff. You're just kind of in this, you know, beautiful kind of, just energetic. I mean, it really feels very elevated right now. And so I think this is a good time, right, to be, I think, you know, really applying yourself to the things that are important, that you can become very kind of engrossed in. So like projects with your business or work or around the house, you know, maybe you have some things that you'd like to get ready for the next season, or you're doing some remodeling, or, you know, whatever it is. I think this is a good time because I think you're really in that alignment to do it without feeling like it's the ultimate kind of like, you know, I don't know, tedious. You're just kind of pulling yourself through. Ugh, why do I have to do this? This is the, you know, the worst. I don't know why I ever, you know, chose this line of work, or I just can't believe the amount of stuff that I have to do to get this project done. And, you know, and we all know that feeling very well, right? Well, I think you're pretty much the opposite. I think you are enjoying the process of it. I think that if you really get in there, it's going to feel like it goes by so much quicker. You're making like a fun time out of it. I can imagine that, you know, it's just kind of an overall enjoyable experience as you kind of come through from the beginning to the end, which is always the best. I love, you know, I've said on here, I don't how many of you have heard my other readings, but first and foremost, I am a stay-at-home mom, right? I kind of run a house, and so I have so many chores and things, errands, and, you know, things that I'm doing. If you've ever, you know, run a busy household and a business, and, you know, have a small child, there's a lot of work that goes into all of it. Listen, that thing that they sold you on, being a stay-at-home parent, or, you know, somebody who is the homemaker, that is some kind of break. It's not real. It's not a break at all. You don't clock out. There's no time to clock out. You know, there's no vacations from that. It's all the time. It's all the time. But the point is, when I am in a good mood and I'm feeling, you know, just kind of the world, the universe, the divine energies are flowing, right? I get things done so much quicker. I got the music on, I'm working in the garden, I'm cooking dinner, the windows are open, we're singing, we're dancing, everything is, and it goes by quickly. The stuff that I don't want to do, like scrubbing toilets and cleaning, showers, which is for whatever reason my most hated chore. I absolutely don't like cleaning the showers, but somebody has to do it. So but the good mood, it really helps. So I think this is a good time to apply yourself to the work, whatever the work may be. Get it done. And I think that you'll have, really actually a great outcome. I think that when you put the love into it, the love that is kind of flowing through you, this is when, the universe kind of really rewards you, because you have that, that most special ingredient, and that's the key. It is to be in that place of love. And through that, then we have the scythe, which is the tool of harvesting. And yeah, so you have much more to reap when you have been in a place of freely sowing, right? You are in that love energy, in that just, serotonin, dopamine, all of the endorphins and everything else. And it really just brings life into your world. Things grow amazingly. Your energies are spent well, and then you have these beautiful things to show for it. So I do think, and then we have this kind of a mound with a flower growing. It almost does kind of look like the lotus in the Egyptian glyphs. And this reminds me of kind of maybe like a cosmology or a kind of origin story, creation story, with the mound and the flower. Kind of a mixture of two stories, but I do, I feel like this is the year. This is like a real re-beginning, and it is so intentional, a rebirth here. And I feel like I think that you worked so hard in this previous cycle and set yourself up over a period of years. And I think you did well for yourself, definitely. But I don't think that you were feeling very fulfilled by life. And I think there was a lot of darkness coming in towards the end there. And I think as things started to really kind of, fall apart and dissipate, and I think your mood got darker and darker, it was intolerable. And so now you've gone through these big tower moments in the last couple of years and really started over. And I think that this time around you are taking your time. You're thinking on things. But I think more than anything, you have the wisdom of age, and I think you trust yourself more than ever. And I think a lot of that trust comes from the fact that you fully know when to quit something now. You fully know when it's time to give something up, to walk away from something, and you're not afraid to start over, because you have, and probably more than once. And I really do think that this is going to be the time when it really pays off. I think that this new beginning, this new kind of vision you have for life, the work you are putting in, I could see you really thriving like you never have before. And I absolutely think that, in like a year's time, I think financially you will be really a lot more solid. I think that you will have figured out all of that stuff for the most part. And I think that you'll have a better idea of what needs to be kind of tinkered with. But I think that you have come to a place where I could see you kind of being in your forever home, or at least the area where you will stay. I also think that you have let go of a lot of old things and old people from old times. And I know that has probably been hard, but I think it's like the ultimate gift that you could give yourself. I think for a long time you were trying to keep old relationships alive, things that just didn't make sense anymore for you. Maybe like, things that you were involved in, clubs, or maybe an old job or whatever it was. It was past its prime and you were ready to move on. It took a while to get there, but you did. And I think that, there have been some little moments of feeling some guilt about that, but absolutely the quality of your life has gotten better. Okay. And I think it's only getting better. I think it's only getting more intense, more powerful. I just feel like there's a real sense of power here. Okay, so we have an octopus. We have an octopus. And what are we? Right up there. That is the octopus. And what are you? We have a person here that's wearing a little hat of some kind. So I feel like you are a person that, well, maybe, I just imagine kind of like Cthulhu off the bat. But I think that you're a person who, although you may seem quite serious to most people, I think that you are somebody who is very funny, very hilarious, actually. I think that you are somebody who is kind of a trickster, and I think probably when you were young, you like to like do pranks and stuff. And I think that kind of spirit is returning. Now, I don't think it's kind of in any kind of like mean-spirited, but I think you just like to kind of cut loose and do silly things. And so just looking at this, I wonder, excuse me, I wonder, if, well, first of all, are you laughing enough? Because I think that it is one of the ultimate medicines, right? To find things in your life that kind of provoke laughter. And I mean really laughing. Not just like being on your phone watching things and commenting LOL, right? Or whatever. Yeah, that's funny, but I mean laugh, like audibly laughing, forgetting yourself in whatever is happening that is so funny. Laughing till you're crying. I mean, that's really the best. So I think it's important for you to go seeking that out if you can. If you are a person that likes comedy, if you are a person that, likes, I don't know, funny movies, or you read things that are, humorous or whatever it is, I would go seeking it out. And add it to part of your routine, even if you don't have time for it every single day. I think that it's something that you have to think of almost like medicine. It is medicine for the soul. And I think that it's something that will be helpful to you. I mean, if you sit here and think, when is the last time you really laughed? you know. And if it's been more than a few days, more than a week, then you have to get on it. It really, I mean, it is so helpful. I have found, even with like my relationship with my husband, shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My husband's name is Paul. He's amazing. Go check out his channel. You know, when we're stressed and we haven't taken the time to, you know, kind of hang out and find things that we find funny together, or we're joking, you know, one of the wonderful things about Paul, if you watch his channel, you'll know he's silly, and he is a funny guy. And but being able to have somebody in my life that I can laugh with and go back and forth, you know, we're very nice. We're both sensitive, so we're not mean to each other. But we do like to, you know, we're observational humor people. So, you know, it's important, I think, to have some kind of outlet. And within your relationships, I think it takes out a lot of the stress that can build up, and it's just this thing that lives in the room with you. But when you're laughing together and enjoying these little moments, and, you know, like I said, it doesn't have to be every single day, all day long. But in moments where, yeah, you can really laugh at life together, at the world together, you know, that is so helpful, I think, for the psyche, for the spirit, and for our connections with one another. Now, I try not to relate the octopus always. I try not to relate it always to the cosmic horror, right? But it kind of always does represent that existential dread in some ways to me, or that kind of anti-cosmic energy. And so I think it, you know, it does not surprise me that this would show up in a Scorpio reading, because I think, you know, of some of the signs here that we have, Scorpio is a being that lives half in that night side, half in the day side, for sure. You are absolutely aware. I'm trying to think of the word. You're aware of, you are not a stranger to, you're not surprised by the darkness in the world. Dark topics, and I keep saying dark, it's not even that it's dark, right? It's just what some people really, I think, and I would say most people, they steer away from it. They don't want to think about things, you know, like the death drive and the fear that accompanies that, and you know, the cycles of living and the meaning, the greater meaning of life, and you know, just the chaos, the absolute chaos of being and the universe and so on. But I think that you're somebody who does not shy away from it. You know, I think that you know it well. It visits you often. This is something that has made you a very strong being. Now, does it sometimes linger too long? Yeah, probably. There are probably times where there are depressive states, and at least, you know, some melancholy, anxiety, I would think, as well. So I just want to say, you know, if this is something that is kind of gathering strength within your experience right now, and it's starting to feel like it maybe is on the horizon for you, you know, definitely please reach out to your support people, do your you know, whatever your routine for this is, if you have a therapist or a counselor, support group, if you're in some kind of, you know, recovery or, you know, whatever it is, just make sure that you are checking in, that you are keeping your kind of, you know, plan activated. I don't think that this is a thing that maybe, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I just always like to mention it. You know, in all of my readings, I think every reading probably, I do talk about therapy. I do talk about, you know, just general wellness. I'm not a doctor or a psychiatrist, or have no, you know, anything really, besides I'm just a person here on the interwebs, and I care about you, right? And I want you to have the best life that you can have. So if there's a time where, you know, that kind of icky feeling is starting to creep back in, it's important to get in front of it. And, you know, again, I am somebody who knows this all too well. I understand these feelings. And, you know, I myself, I've been in therapy on and off since I was 12 or 13 or whatever. So, and now I'm like a million years old. So, it's been forever. It's been many civilizations have come and gone, right, in the time that I've been in therapy. So there's nothing wrong with seeking out these things, or, you know, whatever kind of support that you have, okay? Let's see what else. We have a question mark right here, and I didn't see that before. Now I'm seeing it. So we do have a question. And I want to look over here to see if we kind of have some clarity about that. What that might be. So we almost have like a garden here. I feel like we have some flowers growing. And we have two people who are kind of walking into the garden. And I almost kind of wonder, what came to mind immediately is there's a question, but I almost kind of wonder if you've been thinking about your family mythology. If you have been wondering some things about kind of, you know, the old stories, maybe your great-grandparents or grandparents, your parents even, maybe your family hasn't been so open and sharing about stories, or, you know, maybe they don't talk about it because nobody asks, right? And so I think that this is a good time, if this is something you're interested in, is to definitely go and talk to your elders. You know, talk about some of the things about your family, about maybe family members you don't remember, or, you know, whatever that is. But I almost feel like it's kind of even like you've been dreaming about it. And there's just this kind of, this question about something within those dynamics. And in the garden, I can imagine two people, like younger people, kind of their arms intertwined and walking through a garden. And I almost wonder if they were courting, or if this is, you know, a place that they had at their home. Maybe they like to go and visit the community gardens in the area, or some kind of special place that had a beautiful garden set up. But whatever it is, I think that they are probably transitioned already. But I think that these are two people, two relatives that are very strong in your psyche. You get a lot of your traits from them. And so I think it's maybe something interesting to think about, looking into. Okay, so let's look at the divine doors oracle cards here. And we're just going to flip and stop where it feels right. Okay, and we'll look and we'll see what it says. It says silent skill. I challenge you to unpack your mind. In meditation's grace, the soul can unwind. Breathe in, breathe out, let go of doubt. Yeah. Maybe this is a prompt. Maybe, not this, but the people in the garden. Maybe that's the prompt, you know. You go into the garden in your mind, and, you know, as you walk further and further into that garden, as it winds around the bushes of beautiful roses and things, you know, the thoughts of your mind start to float away. As you breathe in and breathe out, it all starts to kind of dissipate, and you find yourself in a place of non-thinking, if you can get there, right? All right, Scorpio, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you. I do. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next video is coming out. And if you would like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all, and they mean so much to me. All right. I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in just a few days. All right.